Hey, good morning, Gus. Terrence. Uh, Interesting situation we have, right, with the Fever. Game tonight, big game, uh, against the Chicago Sky. And, had an interesting question posed to me yesterday. And it was a great question. You guys should check them out at Cess Talk Sports. Uh, Great channel, and creators also. Uh, But it's, where does the Fever go from here? Right. Um, and obviously a total legit question. It's just the different takes and answers or responses that you may get. Some are, I hate to say, but a little out there, not realistic. Some people don't realize that, let's just say, for example, uh, for them to pick up a player, on a hardship contract, they have to wait until after the Sky game. Um, and then let's just say they have a player they want to put on 7 day or 10 day contract, right? Uh, Even if they do that, you can only do it 3 times max per team, and then you have to move on or sign them to a long term deal. Uh, my it's just me. Everybody has, who they think the best fit for the Fever would be. I'm going to go out on a limb here, right? And everybody can comment if you want to and let me know who you think. Uh, but I think the Fever should do what they have to do to go get Serena Sindel. That's, in watching and film and seeing the ones that are available immediately to try out per se. Whether it's 7 day hardship, they can do both since you have to be under 10 players, then you can do the hardship, right? So they can do that, and then for the 10th player, and then add the 11th on a 7 or 10 day contract, right? Uh, that's past obviously tonight's game. Okay, tonight's game. Ooh, and of course I'll get back to nah, I'm not going to either. I'm just going to leave it with, I think that Serena will be the best choice for the Fever. That's just, like I said, just my, not that anybody gives a shit what I think, but, there's her, let's see, Odyssey Sims, Grace Berger, people may say she's still on her third of 3 10 day contracts. So that's about to expire, and that's kind of a waiting, whatever game. If they think she's worth it, maybe, since she was originally drafted by the Fever, good player. But anyway, on to the Fever Sky game, right? All right. Typically, what the Sky like to do is, defensively, they play an aggressive, uh, ball pressure type defense. Okay. Now against the Mystics, their last game, they beat the Mystics. So whatever they were doing was working. The obviously the keys for us in the game will be keeping the turnovers to a minimum, keeping them off the offensive glass, and getting as many second chance opportunities as we can, and taking care of the ball. Uh, who Steph decides to put at point. My choice for that obviously was Lexi Hall. There's a lot of people who have never seen individual footage of Lexi Hall. I have, and I can tell you right now, she has some sick handles. A whole lot better than anybody's ever seen. She's never been put in that position. Now, how she handles the pressure and being put in that position, out of nowhere, we'll see. But obviously she could go with Sophie, but best guess she'll go Kelsey. And let's all hope that, she puts her head up a few times during the game. I've said it before on other, people's, podcasts and things like that, that, the league this year is uh, literally, playing their asses off, every team, even if they're, the Connecticut Sun on any given day, they can blow anybody out, same as any other team, can. So, uh, it's not nobody's a pushover, no game's a gimme. Uh, but having said that, like I say, as far as the Sky go, all right. So if they don't go with ball pressure, which I think they will, obviously, since we don't have a true point guard. Uh, so I think that yeah, they'll go with that. If not full court, at least the top of the half court portion. But other than that, they'll uh, generally, if they were more concerned about, say, Howard, AB in the paint, then they'll leave three on the back line, and then two up, and just move them around accordingly. And then that middle defender of the back three may slide up, towards the free throw line, and kind of in a circle that way, right? Offensively, they do the same thing, really, like I say, in a nutshell. But they basically do a lot of what Caitlin Clark and AB were very successful doing, which is the high pick and roll, and uh, and it works for them, right? But I having said that, uh, what, and then like I say, there'll be high pick and roll, and then of course you may whether it's one or two screens, sometimes be a screen, a phantom screen, and whatnot. But having said that, like I say, just a few notes. I don't, I don't have a teleprompter, or I should, like I say, it'd keep me from any stalls, because that's another thing. I never edit a video. I don't delete and go back and redo one. If it sucks, then it just sucks, and I'm sorry, but I just ain't going to. So I think what we need to do offensively, right, Fever, is it's a little different, but it may go into what White and the team is used to doing. It involves a little more, but they're going to have to do more because otherwise, you're leaving ISO and tell everybody to move. And it's not going to work for very long. But it's called it's called screen the screener, or pick the picker, right? And in a nutshell, the way that works is obviously, uh, the person is setting the screen, the person's coming off the screen, she's setting the screen for another player. Now that second screen, right, the second screener then moves to another location on the floor off of a pick. So that'd be three, and she will be wide open. Now, obviously, that's all you're going to have time for in the 24-second shot clock, but it will allow us to not have to play, a 100 to 90 basketball game, and it still gives us a chance to win. Like I say, we ultimately got to keep them off the offensive glass, and uh, and get second chance opportunities ourselves. And like I say, limit our turnovers, and maybe hopefully defensively, we can turn them over. We'll see how that goes. But like I say, that is my take, and I did not do a take after the Phoenix game, other than a little bit I did, because I didn't really think it needed a whole lot of breakdown. All right, see you guys. Okay, sorry guys, I had to add a little thing at the end here, right? Is watch till the end, and I've added a clip uh, of a motion variety offense, right? And it's kind of, what the team needs to do. Like I say, that as a whole, we were talking about, where did the fever go from here? It's little things like this that make a huge difference. Makes other teams now have to game plan against, they're not one dimensional, two dimensional, you know, uh, you can run the one play that I have, right, uh, animated and drawn out, uh, in a, plethora of different ways, obviously. You don't necessarily have to, even do screen the screener. You can, dumb it down, do one, um, and see how that works, or, go from one, then two, to three from some of the plays they already obviously have, which is their corner, drag screens, for them to come around, and of course the game will dictate, how the Sky are playing them defensively. Can our guards, small forwards, Leah Boston even, get paint touches when they're on ball, and that'll be huge also in determining what we're able to do and not able to do. There again, at the professional level, I can only speak for the NBA side. Uh, Nobody's hired as a coach that doesn't know how to make an adjustment during the timeout. You see it all. Uh, you don't even really have to see everything. There's just one or two little, and it's like, whoa, stand by. We haven't been over this yet. Or, or change to, they really are not getting this, this keep moving. We've got to keep moving, snap, passing the ball, pop. If they're overplaying, you back. I mean, it's like I say, it's just basketball, right? At the end of the day, no matter how you draw it up, it's, it is still just basketball. It's what they've been doing their whole lives. Uh, so when game plans break down, you still have to go out there and you still have to just play basketball, which would be to score, try to put the ball in the hoop when you have the ball, and if you don't, try to rebound, get it back, and put it in the hoop. And on defense, uh, I think the single most important thing for us today on defense will be stopping ball. Have to. I don't care what else they do. They have to stop ball, and they have to keep them off the glass. Limit them to one shot. You you can't do it all the time. Like I say, this is a different level. Uh, so yeah, that's it. Like I say, wait till the end and run through one. Like I say, just one uh, variation of screening the screener, or picking the picker, and how that works, right? So it could be as I drew it up, and for a low post layup, or a kick out three, or an elbow, or like I say, you can do it however you want to. The options are limitless. But there again, that's depending on the knowledge of the coach and the coaching staff. And then obviously it comes down to player execution. So if the plan is good and they don't execute, then you're pissed in the wind anyway. Okay, guys, I just drew this up, right? And bear with me if you need to pause at any time, right? I just kind of made this up quick off my little whiteboard app, right? But it's kind of an animated drawing of what I had mentioned earlier, which is screening the screener variety motion offense. So everything's about creating mismatches and chaos for the defense. If they can keep moving, it doesn't obviously and may not be that exact play. That was just one of a gazillion. But, there's always options. And I should say, for anybody that has ever seen any kind of offense run, uh, you should know that, of course, no matter offensively or defensively, there's nothing, I don't care what level of basketball we're talking about, um, there's nothing any coach is going to do or can do now in the future that hasn't been done before in the past, however many times over. Obviously, the differences are the rotations, the size of the players, the chemistry between the players, how well they execute. There's a lot of variables, right? But like I say, that's just one. I'll add this to the end of my video.